hour in terms of the equity moves that we've seen, moves on commodities, as well as all the comments that we've been getting from US, from Iran, from intermediaries in between, and of course from the Fed as well, and all the stakeholders in the US. So much to cover. Let's get started on that. US, not a bad day of trade coming in. Dow is absolutely flat. S&P 500 has inched up nominally 0.4% higher. The Nasdaq managed to hold on to some gains, 1% higher on the Nasdaq as well. All in all, it was a steady day of trade coming in for the US market. But if I should focus and take a look at European markets, flattish moves coming in, nothing too great, but at least they've managed to hold on to the green. Nominal moves coming in terms of the overnight move coming in from the European market too. But shifting focus, let's talk about Asia and that impact that we had seen for IBM in US, where there was a 25% crash on that stock in terms of soft outlook for the second quarter. The CEO has blamed the infra and the software business. We thought there would be some rub-down effect of that coming on the Asian markets this morning, but seems to be largely an isolated story because the US markets overall did pretty okay for themselves, and Shanghai also looks pretty decent this morning in terms of the kind of moves that we're getting from their GDP numbers. China GDP at 4.3%. We've just got those numbers a minute ago, and this is the slowest growth that they've clocked in the last 3 years, rather, since 2022. So in fact, you're seeing a little bit of an uptick on Shanghai, but it's pared down slightly from the day's highest point. Hang Seng doing wonderfully well for itself. It's a 1.2% uptick coming in over there. Nikkei also holding up well, but of course, it's off the peaks of the 72,000 level that we had seen on the Nikkei. Nonetheless, a 1% uptick coming in over there. It's commodities that are seeing some action. 85.7 on the Brent. There's been a little bit of an uptick on the Brent and WTI too. Bonds have also spiked up nominally, but if I have to take you through what the US comments are looking like from Donald Trump, we've just heard from him. He said that he will also support the Iraq Prime Minister if Iraq chooses to leave the OPEC. He's done away with the 20% fee on tolling for Hormuz, believes no country should be charging for that. Instead, he has said that countries are looking to invest in US instead of paying that tolling fee. We've also got words coming in from Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister saying that currently there are no commitments with the US when it comes to the Islamabad MOU. The Strait of Hormuz is part of Iran's national security, and they will exercise their sovereignty on the Strait of Hormuz, whatever that costs. Also listen in to what the Fed Chair Kevin Walsh has to say in terms of no tolerance in terms of their persistent high inflation. They want economic growth to be more broad-based, so that's the word coming in from them. But yes, also listen in to what else he had to say on that, and of course the US Senator.